In this tutorial, we'll run the numbers with Mark Twain. When your business writing includes numbers, use the same units of measure throughout so your reader doesn't become confused. Now, for an entertaining example, we'll edit a paragraph from Mark Twain's Life on the Mississippi, published in 1883. I've highlighted the numerical copy. Here's the paragraph. A cotton planter's estimate of the average margin of profit on planting in his section: one man and mule will raise 10 acres of cotton, giving 10 bales cotton worth, say, $500. Cost of producing, say, $350. Net profit, $150 or $15 per acre. There is also a profit now from the cotton seed, which formerly had little value, none where much transportation was necessary. In 1,600 pounds crude cotton, 400 are lint, worth, say, 10 cents a pound, and 1,200 pounds of seed, worth $12 or $13 per ton. This 129-year-old paragraph still looks pretty fresh. Only the low prices and the reference to one man and a mule give it away. Now, to be fair to Mark Twain, he wrote this for what was essentially a light-hearted memoir come travel book. But he was making a serious economic point, so I feel justified in critiquing it as a piece of business prose. And anyway, it highlights a problem I often see in business writing, so it's worth examining. Now, the issue is how you decide which forms of measure and valuation to use and how you present them consistently. And Twain here confuses his reader by shifting and changing. Look, in the first section, the units are acres, bales, and dollars. And so far, so good. But the actual unit of production seems to be 10 acres, except for net profit, which he gives as both 10 acres and then a per acre rate. Now, when you're proofreading and editing copy like this, I think it makes sense to open up a second document as a kind of a scratch pad and get your desktop calculator up, or a spreadsheet if it's complicated, and crunch out some equivalencies. Now in this case, because we're talking about 10 acres, you can do it really in your head. But the table looks like this. 10 acres of production equals 10 bales, so 1 acre is 1 bale. 10 acres of income is 500, so 1 acre is $50. That's also 1 bale, $50, and so on for cost and profit. So, while I think Twain was right to use 10 acres here as the unit of production for one man and a mule, he could have shifted gears after that and gone giving 1 bale per acre worth, say, $50. Cost of producing, say, $35. Net profit, $15 per acre. Now let's look at the cotton seed situation. Listen closely. In 1,600 pounds crude cotton, 400 are lint, worth, say, 10 cents a pound, and 1,200 pounds of seed worth $12 or $13 per ton. Now, let's first look at this situation here where we've got pounds of seed, and then we give its value in dollars per ton after using cents per pound on the value of lint meaning ginned cotton. And then we have the problem of the 1,600 pounds. Where did Twain get this number? 500 pounds is a bale. How do we know this? Well, 1 bale is $50. We're told that lint is worth 10 cents a pound, and so 1 bale has to be 500 pounds. And we're told up here that we have 1,600 pounds of crude cotton giving us 400 of ginned lint and 1,200 of seed, so the ratio of lint to seed is 1 to 3 or 3 to 1. So we know that if we had 500 pounds of lint, which would be one bale, we would be producing 1,500 pounds of seed, which means that that plus that equals 2,000 pounds of crude cotton is what we should be talking about, not 1,600. That also works out, incidentally, to a ton, but we're not going to talk about tons. We're only going to talk about pounds, and we're not going to talk about cents. We're only going to talk about dollars. Now, we know that at $12 to $13 per ton, which is 2,000 pounds, our 1,500 pounds of seed will be worth between $9 and $9.75. So now we can go back, having done all that arithmetic, and help out our reader by going in 2,000 pounds crude cotton, 500 are lint, worth, say, where do we go? $50. And 1,500 pounds of seed worth $9 or so. Now, we're no longer a quote from Mark Twain, but Mark Twain was a successful journalist and a very skilled technical writer. I don't think he would have minded my editing him here to make him a little more understandable to the business reader. But I think we can actually do even better than this in the last sentence. We could say, the ginning of a single £500 bale of lint casts off £1,500 of seed worth $9 or so. I don't see the need of repeating the value of the bale down here because we've already established it up there. Now, in summary, when your business writing includes numbers, just remember this: keep your units of measure uniform so your reader does not become confused.